Hey, STUK community, STUK founder, Brette here. And I'm hopping on here for another mini episode. So in this episode, I am going to talk about our first annual Women's Month art auction. Super excited about that. And so with that, we've also dropped our very first NFT. And then I'm also going to talk about self-love a little bit. So the other day we had a self-love chat, which is a series put on by our fabulous and phenomenal board member, Jennifer Vassell, who is also the author of I Am Unique book. So you guys should check that book out if you are parents. It's a very powerful book. That is also self-love based. But yes, so Jennifer puts on these self-love chats every now and again with STUK community members. And this one in particular was featuring the STUK team. I, out of the blue, felt so oddly sick on Saturday and just could not attend. But it was ironically also a practice in self-love, because I really had to give myself some self-love, some self-care, and show myself some grace and really be like, hey, Brette, maybe you need to rest today, but good thing that you love yourself and you can do that. And then you also have a team that you love, and so you know that they can hold it down. And that they did. I am so proud of the phenomenal self-love chat that went on Saturday. And in fact, I'm so proud of it that I flipped it also into a podcast episode. And it is the podcast episode before this one. So definitely check it out, because man, some major gems were dropped, everyone. Some major self-love gems were dropped. It really did give me an opportunity to be like, oh, wow, hey, this opportunity to be like, let me activate self-love. Let me actually thrive and live in this self-love experience. Let me give myself some grace in this, and let me just rest, and let me use this as an opportunity to really have faith in my team to hold it down. It's really good to feel and be in a place where it's like, wow, you know what? I deeply, our team is very aligned. All that Madeline and Tazeen and Jennifer spoke on about self-love and resilience, and really just keeping faith, even when you can't see that next step that's maybe in front of you, and, keeping going and just being a strong woman who just aims to serve and aims to make an impact and do better on in this life and for other people, So it was super inspiring to just hear their moving words, and it was just, to me, a really powerful moment of unity within our team and within our vision. It just kind of blew me away, and I'm so proud to have met these amazing women on my journey, because honestly, what are the odds? I think the very first time me and Tazeen connected was she, just came across the STUK blog and resonated with it. And, it's just women that I started resonating with, and on a very deep, soul mission level, once I got really clear on my vision. And then, so, how are we being seen and heard, during this, which is now Women's Month? So we are starting our first annual Women's Month auction, which is, pretty exciting, I think. And, this auction will be this time we're going to do it just virtually, but it is intended to grow and expand eventually to, physical space, like actual pieces. But we have so much Stuck Girl art, and we really want to start moving them as NFT pieces, and it's really just, each piece is just so powerful and fits like the times right now so well. I think they speak to the times so well. And for me, I really like cohesive art collections. I like telling a story through my art, and I like having people being able to resonate with the art and grow, with us on a self-love journey as they, view the art and as they have the art around them and buy more art pieces or whatever it may be. So I really mapped it out a lot, like how I wanted to present it. And so I thought that though, if we had come into an interesting space as a nonprofit where we've been very much feeling like we can't get out to the masses, we can't we haven't been heard, like we can't, like the community isn't really being able to see us because of our social media, like our social media pages are kind of, the Instagram is definitely shadow banned, and we've just had a hard time like reaching people, reaching the masses, getting it out there full-fledged. And then also we can't even do ads, the ad spaces, because most of our artwork is, Black Lives Matters, it's for women, but Facebook says that is political. So most of the time we're not allowed to even do that. So it leaves us kind of ironically stuck a lot of the time and feeling like we can't properly speak our minds and really say what we want to say and really get our initiative out boldly and bravely and broadly, as it should be, because it's very, very powerful, all of STUK's programming. And, from the Fly Girl Initiative grant program to our Little Artist art courses, these programs are in place to really shift and transform society and to help reconstruct society after this like COVID devastation and after all of this war, chaos, etc. Our programs are really meant to help fortify and like revive Black little girls, brown little girls, girls that do not have opportunities and are kind of getting lost in the system and just don't know what to do. We're giving them outlet. We're trying to rise them up because, the future is female, and we really believe that, girl power all day, every day. So, self-love was all infused within my process of figuring out, NFTs and how I wanted to do it and this and that. And a lot of people I found are very much into this space of NFTs a lot for the money of it, which is fine. And I think that that is a powerful and wonderful aspect of it. But I think it can also be more expansive than that, because we have the opportunity to also kind of, build positive community through it and with it, when we do it organically and when we, make pieces with thought that really speak to what's happening around us and how we can elevate above, out, beyond it. So that's kind of my philosophy when it comes to NFTs and how we are entering the space, and the why we are entering the space is, of course, so more girls of color can have access to the arts, because, again, going off of that like freedom of speech censorship thing, I feel like girls of color are also just silenced from speaking their full truth, silenced from being their full bright and beautiful vibrant selves, and just silenced from like being able to step out in the world in the ways in which they want to freely step out into the world because of restrictions and that are really linked to systemic racism and sexism. So, we really just want to our NFTs to have this sense of freedom, to have this sense of art activism infused within them. And we want them to be a powerful message of change and of women power, of girl power, of being able to do you, to love yourself first, and to speak your mind. So, it's pretty groundbreaking, and it's also kind of scary. I think like anytime you do a launch, anytime you do an auction, a campaign or whatever, like, yeah, it's a bit scary, and it's a risk, but we take leaps over here at STUK Designs, and we really don't believe in failure, because every quote unquote failure is just another opportunity to learn, to grow stronger, and to be propelled in further, in the direction of our purpose. So, we're learning over here, we're growing over here, we're expanding over here, and yeah, I think that life is just really a continuous learning experience, as is, the self-love journey in itself. So, now that I've talked about our Women's Month auction I should also mention that you can find our NFT collection and our full art collection on our website now. It's like right on the homepage now, stukdesigns.org. I think they're pretty beautiful to see all together. It's like going to STUK Studio. You can see like everything, like all of these beautiful illustrations of women with like these powerful words and gestures, and I feel like their life, honestly, because they really sustained me through my self-love journey, the beginning of my self-love journey, I should say. And in fact, the NFT that we are launching, STUK Girl Sky, the Speak Your Mind STUK Girl, she was probably the second STUK Girl that I ever created. And I remember, I think I literally I just was so full of passion at that time when I created her, and just in a mode of just excited for life and change and expansion. I actually sketched her when I was in the airport, and I was waiting for a flight. And, and it was just it's just a very pure piece with pure energy. And I'm excited that she's the first NFT that we are launching. And I'm so... All right. So I wanted to transition a bit and answer just a few of the questions that our board member, Jennifer Vassal, asked during our self-love live chat. That was the other day that I wasn't able to attend. But they were just such powerful questions that I thought I should address a few of them. So, she basically, her opening question was really about how has your self-love journey been? And that's a super broad question, because to me, I mean, it's like been up, down, everywhere, left, right, who knows? But Tazeen was talking about how she utilizes writing, to navigate her self-love journey. And she feels like a self-love journey is an endless journey, which I totally agree with. And lately I've really been getting back to writing and back to journaling, and it's been giving me so much peace and so much clarity, stability, structure. And I usually do 3 morning pages. Like every morning I'll just do a brain dump, like of 3 morning pages, whatever's on my mind, just dump it out, get it out there. And this really helps clear the mind before the day. And then I'll do that, and then I'll meditate right after that. So I'll meditate with a clear mind. And then I'll jump into my other things that I have scheduled in my day. But that really does help sustain the self-love journey. So I love that she said that, because that's exactly what I would say too. The alignment, it's a beautiful thing. Okay. And then Jennifer asked, because this was a Women's Month edition. self-love chat. She asked, what struggles have you faced as a woman within your industry? So for me, within this art industry, and now just, stepping into this NFT industry, whew, man, the things that, women artists go through is really just no joke. Like, it's you're challenged on everything, and Tazeen talked about this really powerfully too. Please listen to our self-love chat episode that was before this one, because it was so powerful. But she was really saying, how it can be like, a battle a lot of the time, asserting yourself, standing your ground as a woman, really holding your ground and speaking your mind is really hard, and it's really what you have to do to survive and to sustain in the art world and in the art industry, because people are always going to try to shove you down, push you another way, pull at you to go this way, tell you that your art doesn't matter, isn't important, that it isn't worth what you believe that it is, which is crazy, because that's like, someone else putting value on you. So it really does challenge you to have to find and determine your own value and your own worth. And I think that it's very powerful that as a nonprofit, we are entering this NFT sector, because it's like, okay, wow, because we haven't really gotten, the most support on our campaigns, even though we are beyond the moon grateful for each and every one of you who does support and has supported all of our initiatives, our campaigns, anything, shop, whatever. We're so thankful, but, we would like to expand more and get out into the world. And, that's why we do this podcast as well. But yeah, it's just, as a woman, it's a struggle to hold your spot and really claim your authority and be like, hey, yeah, I am not just a little girl who just doodles. This is not just a hobby. This is my career. Being an artist is just as important as being a lawyer, as being a doctor, as being anything else. And you you don't have to like even choose. I feel like it's so interesting also that, Tazeen is actually studying to be a doctor, but she's also has a heart of an artist too. And so it's just like things are changing, society's changing. We're moving into a new era and a new age where we have to become more accepting of each other and more accepting of ourselves and our own, faults, mistakes, failures, tumbles, whatever. Like, we got to dust ourselves back up. Wow, dust ourselves off and get back up and, keep loving ourselves and loving our community and the people around us, because that's what keeps us going and that's what sustains us. For example, when I couldn't make the self-love chat, I really wanted to make it, but my body was just not feeling well that day. And you know what? I have to give myself grace and be like, hey, you know what? That's okay, Brette. I love you and I love you through this. And it's okay because, I also have a team that I love, and I know that they have the power and the potential to hold it down for me, because, they see my vision, and that is a blessing. And once you trust and can believe in the path ahead and how and the strength of your vision, and the strength of your self-love within that, such beautiful things happen. So, that is really all I wanted to talk about within this episode. I would love for each of you guys to, support our Color for a Cause initiative. We now have 3 coloring books out. We have an adult coloring book, a kids coloring book, and a on-the-go mini coloring book. And these are all a part of our Color for a Cause initiative, in which we raise awareness for girls of color within the art world, because we want them to have more access and more opportunities to grow, thrive, and survive as artists, for a living, because that's actually possible, guys. We can do this. So please support all of our initiatives, this podcast, and our women's auction on OpenSea. We will link it in the show notes. And we hope to have many more self-love chats. And I can't wait to be at the next one. All right, so STUK community, I love you guys so much, and I am so thankful for all of your support. And I just want you guys to know that you are absolutely limitless, radiant, wonderful beams of light, and you can do anything. So we love you. And until next time, I am out.